Welcome to my classics collection. We're going to go over the top bookshelf here first. So I'll remove my little Michelle sign and I will turn on my little bookshop in there. First one is a hardcover Moby Dick. Really nice. There's a bunch of pictures right at the beginning. A really nice hardcover by Franklin Library. And we've got Vanity Fair. This one, really cool image there. 1958, Random House. Has little diagrams throughout. And some more color images. Very nice. Vanity Fair. And then we got Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. Another of those hardcovers. Another Franklin Library. I don't think there's any pictures in there. Oh, there are. There's one. So that's Jane Eyre, going into the Brontes here. And we got Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. And then we've got What Jane Austen Ate and Charles Dickens Knew. It's a fun book I got from a friend. Just some facts from that time period. And then kind of a newer one. I was Jane Austen's best friend. Fun diagrams in this one. And then we've got Cassandra and Jane by Jill Pitt Kelpley. Sorry, not sure how to say that. Jane Austen based novel. And I've got a really old Pride and Prejudice from Books Inc. It's Jane Austen in there. And this one didn't have a year in it, so I'm not sure when it was printed or if there was a dust jacket. I don't know, but it's a very nice copy of that. And then the rest is I have some more Jane Austens. I've read Pride and Prejudice, and I've actually ordered Sense and Sensibility in the same version of these Premier Classics. But I also have Persuasion in the Wordsworth Classics. So I haven't read the others. I've read Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. And I've got the Mansfield Park, these Premier Classics, and Emma, and Northanger Abbey. And then more of the Premier Classics. We've got Walden by Henry David Thoreau. Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce. And Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. And then got The Woman in White in this Arcturus copy. So this goes with the black and white. And I've got the Divine Comedy underneath here. I'm not sure I'll be able to get out of here. There we go. Inferno, Purgatorio, Paradiso. Sure, I'm not saying that right. So just a giant copy of that. Set that up there for now. So that's shelf 1. Okay, this is my second shelf. It's a family picture of my dad's family, and they came over from England. And then I got a couple of ladybugs. We'll just move those out of the way. 2 ladybugs. Okay, I've got John Steinbeck of Mice and Men. Little hardcover. Oh, and other short stories. So it has the... Okay. Okay. Just gonna put that over here. We got The Wayward Bus by John Steinbeck. This has a pretty beat up dust jacket on it. And a pretty beat up inside cover. I'm guessing that's a pretty old copy as well, but I don't know what year it was. Well, I'm guessing 1947. Okay. And then Ernest Hemingway, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Another old copy. Nope. And I've got Edison Marshall, American Captain. There is a really beat up dust jacket with this one. It's very, very beat up. There we go. That just came apart. Got some plastic to wrap around that and try and make that a little bit better. And I've got a treasury of short stories. And that has a dust jacket as well, just not a very pretty one. Okay, and then got Gone with the Wind with a big chunk out of the top of it there. A nice hardcover of that. This came with like a insert paper. And then William Morris binding. Okay, and then we've got Madame Bovary by Flaubert. Again, this has a dust jacket, but not very nice, so I tucked it in. Looks like that. And then we've got a To Kill a Mockingbird, a hardcover. So I have read this. And I stays here along with my Go Set a Watchman, which I have not read. We've got The Agony and the Ecstasy, Irving Stone. Again, I have a dust jacket. It's just not pretty. And then got called The Age of Heroes. It was actually a book from my high school that I guess I stole from them. So it's Greek mythology. Yeah. Okay, and then I got The Rainbow and the Rose. Shoot. And there's the actual cover. And this one called The Heart of Hyacinth by Anoto. I wouldn't even try and do that. This one's super old and pretty fragile. So this is in the inside. 1907. Don't know when it was printed. The paper's like thick. There's Hyacinth. Copyright 1903 by Harper and Brothers. You can see that. And every page is very thick and has this like image in the background. And the printing is only right here. A very odd one. Again, another image in the back. And then I've got the Tin Flute. Gabrielle Roy. It has a dust jacket. Bittersweet love story. And Coffee, Tea or Me, Girls Round the World Diary. Really not sure what this one's about. Anyway. And I've got a Good Morning Young Lady. And this also has a dust jacket. And this came with this little Literary Guild review, June 1953. Sounds pretty fun. And we've got The Story of San Michel, Axel Munt. And this is from Christmas, I think 1930, someone wrote there. Guess this is the American edition. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure about the printing of that. And that is that shelf. Okay, my next shelf. Let's get rid of some family pictures. An old grandparents picture. Okay. Start over here. This is the Bedside Book of Discoveries. Just a really cute little hardcover. The contents in there. Detective story. I think it's just a bunch of short stories. It's a lot of stories. How cute this is with the little color diagrams. Beginning of each story. It's really cute. I've got called Dream Life. This is a super old book. This was Merry Christmas 1900 from Uncle John and Aunt someone, I'm not sure. It's called Dream Life. Picture here. Something I.K. Marvel. That's, I guess, the author. So I think it really is about your dream life. There's some images in there. Really cool. Then we got Nathaniel Hawthorne, House of the Seven Gables. It's a tiny little old version with illustrations. Another one. Very cool. Okay, and then this is called Sesame and Lilies. It might be hard to see because it's hard to see in real life. So by John Ruskin. And I don't think there's a date in this one. It actually doesn't start until here. 3 lectures. The printing's all funny and off. Okay, then we've got Moll Flanders by Defoe. Cute little hardcover. Copyright 1951, and there are illustrations somewhere in here. But I like that it's like a dotted, I don't know, it's like a sprayed edge, but it's like sprayed with little dots. Very cool. And we've got Cossacks in the Raid by Leo Tolstoy, a little hardcover. And then I've got a friendship book, 1973. So it is Every Day for 1973. Kind of a Christian, kind of like a daily, almost devotional type thing. Then we've got Lord Jim, Joseph Conrad. Again, a little hardcover. Then we've got Molly, which I don't think it's a very well-known book because I went to look it up. So this was 1927 is the inscription here. I looked on Goodreads and just like could not find this book. So I don't know what the deal is with it. Okay, this is The Loved One. Was a library. I guess it's a 1903. Anglo-American tragedy with illustrations. I really like the illustrations in this. First published 1948. I think this one it was in 1958. Which didn't make sense for that 1903. So maybe that's the date of her birth. I don't know why that was in there. A lot of diagrams in this one. Okay, and then we've got, just gonna move that out of the way. Mayor of Casterbridge in this Macmillan edition by Tom Hardy. Sorry, Thomas Hardy. I think I'm best friends with him. Okay. And Two Solitudes, Hugh McClellan. In this, again, same version. Oh, some notes from someone in that one. It's pretty cool. Okay, then we're going to go into these stand-up ones here. I'm just going to move these over for a minute. Fix those after. Okay, and then we got some like newer versions of some classics. So I got Jack Kerouac, The Dharma Bums, A Room of One's Own, Virginia Woolf, De Profundis, Oscar Wilde, This Side of Paradise, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Sorry, I don't know how to say it. Nietzsche. The Yellow Wallpaper and Other Stories. I have read The Yellow Wallpaper in here, but not the others. On the Road, Jack Kerouac. And Brandy and Zoe by J.D. Salinger. And then we'll go into these ones. I've got a Joseph Conrad, Heart of Darkness, and Secret Sharer. 9 Stories by J.D. Salinger, an old paperback. And Crime and Punishment, Dostoevsky. Very small font. I'm not sure I'll be able to read out of that. This is 50 Great Short Stories. Grapes of Wrath, John Steinbeck. It's an old paperback. The Chrysalids. I think I again took this from my high school because we did read this in high school. This is the Portable Oscar Wilde. So it has a picture of Dorian Gray, which I have read, has De Profundis, Salome, The Importance of Being Earnest, poems, letters, whatnot. And we got Sons and Lovers by D.H. Lawrence. And some newer Toni Morrison, Sula, which I have not read. And Beloved, which I have not read. Song of Solomon, which I have not read. And The Bluest Eye, which I have read. And then we've got E.M. Forster, A Room with a View. And then I got this set of 3 of Faulkner. So As I Lay Dying, The Sound and the Fury, and Light in August in the box set. Okay, my next shelf with classics. I have a picture I got from an Alaskan cruise. Did some whale watching. Yeah, it's from the Mayan ruins in Mexico. And that was also Mexico. Okay, so I've got my Charles Dickens over here. So I got a little hardcover of Oliver Twist. It's so beat up. Look at it. Oh my goodness. It does smell okay. But it's pretty beat up, and there are some images in there. Okay, and then we've got the old Curiosity Shop. Again, another pretty old copy of this. Could be as late as 1921 for this. Printed in Great Britain. The font is like varying darknesses. And look how close to the edge it comes. It's actually it actually would be nice to read from them. Okay, next is Great Expectations. This could have been printed as late as 1961. Okay, and the next one is David Copperfield, which I'm actually currently reading right now. I had read Demon Copperhead, I think it was earlier this year or last year, and thought, oh, it'd be cool to read the book that was based off of. I really, really liked it. So this is a pretty old version as well. So it could be printed in 1948. That's my best guess. And there are really nice, like full page color diagrams within this one. Then each chapter has a little illustration at the beginning of it. There's another full color page. There's quite a few in here, which is very cool. Very cool version of that. Then I got A Tale of Two Cities, and it's this like die cut hardcover. So this is a newer printed version, but it's a very, very nice copy. But those edges, it needs to be wrapped. They just get caught on things. It's actually how I ended up with it. It would arrive damaged. Okay. And then we've got, so that was Charles Dickens. So now we kind of head a little bit more into kids stuff with Anne Green Gables over here, but we'll go through these first. I've got Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. A little hardcover. And very pretty small font on that one. And Through the Looking Glass. A little hardcover. That is very bright red. and awesome full color diagrams in here. And then the red illustrations throughout. Then I've got the Red Badge of Courage, Stephen Crane. Kind of a messed up sticker or something was on there at one time. We've got the Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain. Very cool illustrated hardcover. And let's see. Again, full color illustrations in this one. Favorite Stories, Old and New by Doubleday. So again, children's stories. Folk tales, myths and fables, Bible stories, real children and real things. Just a fun kids book. Ugly Duckling. And we got The Boat Who Wouldn't Float, Charlie Mullet. Canada, 1969. This probably printed 1970. I like the start of the chapters there. And we got a Robinson Crusoe by Defoe. Another hardcover. Don't know when it was printed. There's some illustrations in this one as well. The complete illustrated Lewis Carroll. It's a very heavy one. So there are lots of illustrations in this one. It's just a monster. And then I've got a Fairy Tales, Hans Christian Andersen, and Folk Tales, The Brothers Grimm. A really nice hardcover. I've had this for a long time. And some really pretty full color illustrations in here as well as little diagrams. It's just very nice. Okay. Then we've got Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain in a slipcase. Take that out. There's the little gold image on the front there. This has full color here. This is actually in very good condition. Copyright 1968, I believe. Full color illustrations in here. And then just got a few Anne of Green Gables over here. So I've got Before Green Gables, little hardcover. And then Anne of Green Gables. And then Emily of New Moon. And Emily's Quest. And then The Story Girl, Ellen Montgomery. Okay, this last shelf of classics into children's. We'll start over here with Moon Girl. So this it's a great big storybook, and it came with actually a little DVD, and it's just really cute. It's from a friend of mine. If I can get in here and show you some of the pictures. inside here. Might be too close. It's hard to film this on the floor here. It's a great big cat. There's a squirrel. It's just really a really cute storybook a friend got for me. And there's Moon Girl. I forget his name. Anyway, very cute storybook from a friend in this cute case. And then we've got, also from this friend, it's Friends Go Adventuring, a little hardcover. It's just these cute little animals. Friends Go Adventuring. It's a cute little story of friends on a farm. And then another Friends one. So this was, I think, the first one. Just a cute little storybook. I suspect I'm too close to. Anyway. And we got Ladybug Girl. Guessing from my name, you can tell why I got this one. It's just cute. I liked the Ladybug Girl. She is hopping along on a log. It's a very cute story. Okay, got kind of an older, the Golden Spurs. So, book 6. There's a stamp from 1965 in there. And this is a very colorful stories with illustrations. Stories, poems. And we get into blue. And we get into green. They've done them in like color blocks. And brownie reds. Red again. Okay, and then we've got Alice in Wonderland, a little hardcover book. And again, really good illustrations in here. Every other page is color and then black and white. But it also, if you flip it over, is Peter Pan on this side. So half the book, it's half and half. And it's again, it's color and then black and white all throughout this one. And this is kind of a newer purchase. Fairy Dust and the Quest for the Egg. It's Disney book. It just has the cutest little diagrams here. It's just so pretty. Those full color. Look at it. It's just so cute. That was a newer purchase, sucked in by the artwork. It's just so cool. And then we've got a little Ladybird Classic Wind in the Willows. Just a tiny little hardcover. Again, some color pictures in there. Just a little one. Okay. Stand him back up. Okay, and then go through this pile. We got The Call of the Wild by Jack London. Just a little paperback. And Little Prince. Picked this one up recently. I've actually never read it. We got a Little Women. It's like full glossy pages. It's very heavy for its size. And then an older copy of Joe's Boys. And it does have the dust jacket for it, but it's really old and beat up. So that's quite an old copy. Around the World in 80 Days, Jules Verne. This little paperback. Brothers Far From Home. It's a World War I diary, Eliza Bates from Ontario, Canada. So it's a Canadian story of World War One. Got it's a newer book, The One and Only Ivan. It is super cute with illustrations. I read a little bit of it, but I didn't read it all the way through because I can't find an illustration when I want to. There we go. And I know there's more in this series, so I would like to actually get more of them. And we've got Gulliver's Travels, Jonathan Swift. A very floppy copy of this. We've got old hardcover of Heidi. With full color illustration there. Yeah, I don't know the printing on this. I don't think it says in it, but there's that one. And we've got The Wind in the Willows, the actual whole book rather than just the little, or my little one here. Again, this is a pretty older printed copy. Maybe 1961, maybe. Has little diagrams in there as well. Well, that book used to belong to Sandra. Okay, then I've got my pile of books there. You do. Okay, these are my little turtles. Get them out of the way. So this is a 2-book set of The Jungle Book. So volume 1 and volume 2 in hardcover. So I'll just put that down. And again, full color pages in here. Okay, I don't know when it was printed. Maybe 1948. Looks like. Oh, there are some diagrams in there. So volume 1 and volume 2 of that. Then you're going to go to A Tree is Nice. A friend got me this because it's a really old storybook that he had, and I really like trees. And so this book does the same where it's a full color and then it's black and white throughout the whole book. So we got the full color and then the black and white pages. It's really cute. Much older. Friend got me that. We're almost at the end here. We've got the Where the Lilies Bloom, Vera and Bill Cleaver. So we got like the 3, Grover and Me Too, in the trilogy of this. I don't know if there's more or not. And then we've got some Winnie the Pooh. So we got our Winnie the Pooh, the little hardcover, House at Pooh Corner, and The Sunny Side. And the last 2 are some Little House on the Prairie. So we got Little House in the Big Woods and The Shores of Silver Lake.